Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Before I get started with all the YouTube lingo, I just wanted to take the time and tell you all that I'm sending so much love, good energy your way. I know it's crazy right now, and I'm not just talking about what's going on in California. Everywhere I feel like it's just chaos everywhere. My heart, my chest, it feels heavy. And it's probably because of just all the negative energy that is out there. It certainly doesn't help that we are hearing about it more than just on the news, you know, with social media. It's like everywhere we're getting it, like literally full circle. So I'm just taking the time to tell you all that I'm sending so much love, so much good energy your way. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do so that mentally you are okay. I hope you have someone to talk to. Do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are okay. All right. Deep breath. E.L.F. dropped some new products, and I purchased the Halo Glow Skin Tint and 2 of the new Sheer for It blush tint. So that's what we're going to test out today. I will also include other E.L.F. products and give you my thoughts on those. But yeah, E.L.F. is the topic of discussion for this video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, my loves, before we go in to the new E.L.F. products, I am going to apply a tiny bit of this Power Grip primer with 4% niacinamide. They did launch a new primer that has even more moisture than this one, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I think that's what it is. I don't get PR from E.L.F, so I don't have it and did not purchase it because I need to go through a couple of primers, and I just bought the Dominique Cosmetics. Is that the latest one I've bought? Yeah, so I do enjoy this. It's nice. Definitely feel like it moisturizes my skin, and it is a little tacky. Okay, so this Skin Tint Light Coverage Dewy Finish. It's the Halo Glow Skin Tint with SPF 50, and it's supposed to be water resistant for up to 80 minutes. 18 flexible shades. I don't agree with that, but okay. I feel like when skin tints are launched, flexible is a word that is used often to kind of excuse the shade range. That's just how I personally feel. I picked up shade, and looking at the sample card that they did send with my order, I feel like the shade I picked is a tiny bit lighter than shade 5, which is light warm. And shade 7, medium warm, which is the one after the one I purchased, it looked like it might be a tiny bit too orange. I don't know. So I'm going to pull these out, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and swatch a couple of these on my arm to compare with this one. Okay, so I went ahead and swatched 1 fair neutral, 5 light warm, 6 light cool, and 7 medium warm. So I think 5 would have been an okay match, and I think 7 also would have worked. Maybe not so much during winter, but here are swatches of those shades. I didn't swatch the rest because I don't think I would ever be able to use those. This is what the component looks like. Definitely looks like a skincare kind of product. $18 is what this skin tint retails for. $18. Wowza. What was the last skin tint I purchased from the drugstore? Yeah, this one, the Buttermelt Glaze. I don't even think this one retails $18. So, you know what? Let's compare. The NYX has 1.01 fluid ounces, and this one, does it say? Not on the bottle. Let's see on this. Okay, it has 1 fluid ounce as well. Yeah, it's just, I feel $18 is a little pricey for E.L.F, right? Okay, I'm gonna apply the shade that I purchased first on its own just to see how it looks. I do have other primers on. I went into the Vive Skin Nova in the little jar, and the Cali Ray mattifying for my T-zone. So let's see what this looks like. That looks light, doesn't it? But I'm hoping because it's a skin tint and the base is a little translucent, it'll hopefully kind of turn to my shade. And I would say it does smell a tiny bit like SPF. So I tried looking at reviews so that I can pick a shade, but I didn't find any that were close to mine. Kelly Strack, I don't think we're usually the same shade, but I think she used shade, oh, she's the one that used the one that I used. That's the one I think she purchased, and it was too light for her. So when I saw that it was too light for her, I was like, yeah, I picked a wrong shade. But it doesn't look super cool. You can definitely see that it does look a little bit light. I think I'll be able to wear this during winter, which is a good thing, but I think I am going to add a tiny bit of maybe 5 warm just to even out and make it look a little bit more like my color. And now putting this directly on my face, I feel like 5 is also maybe a tiny bit too light, and 7 would have actually been an okay match. You know what, sometimes I nail it and sometimes I don't. This time I did not nail it. And this is the MY1 from Danessa and My Kid Co. Okay, so I don't see a ton of glow because this is supposed to be a skin tint that's inspired by the Halo Glow. That's like the Charlotte Tilbury style product. I mean, very slight glow, not too much. But this is the side that I have the skin tint, and this is the side that I don't. You can definitely see that my skin is evened out, and it does look pretty. Okay, I am looking a little light compared to my shoulder, but I think it should be all right. I just wanted to show you the skin, see how it looks. You can see a slight glow, but I feel it looks natural, not too dewy, at least not for my liking. Okay, so far so good. It does look really nice on my skin. I am a little dry right now in certain areas because I have not been keeping up with my water intake. Well, and yesterday it was really windy yet again. Yeah, but so far, first impressions, I'm enjoying this. I'll have to see how it wears and leave a note and let you all know. Okay, next product I'm going to talk about is this bronzer and contour, the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. I purchased the shade, I think it's number 3, light medium. This tone is kind of a neutral tone on my skin tone, so I can use this as a bronzer and contour all in one. I do really enjoy this formula. I think they did a fabulous job. I do have the cream bronzers in the little jar, like the putty. Is it putty? No, the cream bronzers. I have both the matte and the glowy one. I don't know if those are going to be discontinued. I also do really enjoy those as well. And I also do have the liquid blush. I only have one tone, but we're not going to use that today because I have these. Okay, here's what the skin is looking like. The liquid contour slash bronzer is on both sides. I'm going to bring you in closer so we can see the skin up close. Okay, I did go into the Givenchy concealer. I do not own a concealer from E.L.F, but I feel like my skin is looking beautiful. Like my skin, but better. A tiny bit of glow, but not overdoing it. At least I don't feel like it is. If you are oily, this product might not be for you. Okay, now we're gonna talk about these two. The Sheer For It Blush Tint It's a buildable stain for lips and cheeks, and I purchased 2 shades, Left on Red and Plums Up. And this is a hydrating, watery feel, natural finish kind of product, and they retail for $5 each, which is nice. Much better price range. 12-month shelf life, made in China. Let me look for the tint because I didn't tell you, did I? Where's the shelf life? Let's see if it's on here. I don't see a shelf life. Oh, it expires in 2027. Okay, so 24-month shelf life. And does it say where it was made? Made in the USA with USA and important parts. Okay, so here is what they look like out of the packaging, and I do enjoy that the lids are different, therefore I can tell what the tones are without having to read. Okay, so these feel very similar to the Ulta lip stain that they came out with. Gosh, the Benetint. So this first one I swatched is Left on Red. I'm trying to remember if I have tried the Benefit tint. I don't think I have. This one is Plums Up. I don't think I have. But the Ulta, I only have 1 shade, and I'll take it out here when we're done to compare because it feels pretty much identical to this. And I think they came out with 4 or 5 shades. For sure a pink one, for sure a red one, for sure a purple plummy berry tone one, and the one I purchased was an orange, and I can't remember what other shade. And it dries down. The watery consistency dries down, or you can tap it off and then you're left with the tint. Okay, I think we're gonna try these as blush. I think we'll do the plum first. Hold on, let me grab a let me be prepared. What I have seen, people just apply it and then blend it out. So this is the BK112. Okay, so not super scary. You do have enough time to blend because that's what I was worried about. And it does seem like you have enough time to blend. I don't see any lifting. I would still work fast just in case, because I do feel like it's a tiny bit more concentrated right where you put it down. So maybe I'll pick up a tiny bit with the brush from the doe foot and see how that, if that works a tiny bit better. Okay. Now keep in mind, this is a stain, so it should stay put. And if you apply it the way that I'm applying it, where you pick up the product and then brush it on, you should be able to use this on top of powder, I feel like. Okay, we're not gonna try the other tone, but I don't know how I feel about this as a blush. Let me see if you can see. I feel like in certain areas, it looks patchy, right? Okay, I don't know if it's just the plum tone. So now we're gonna try the Left on Red, but not like too extreme. We'll see. Same brush. Yeah, I feel like the formula kind of sticks to certain areas, and I might just... Okay, so this side, I'm gonna pick it up directly from the doe foot with a brush, and I am tapping it on the back of my, or on the palm of my hand before I go into my face, so there isn't like just a big blob of water tint on the brush. Okay, so maybe the red one is working a little bit better than the purple plummy one. I don't know. I am not convinced I like these as a blush tint. Yeah, I feel like I look patchy as heck. You all tell me. Okay, I am back. I did set my under eyes with the One Size Pink powder, and I'm going to apply this powder here, the Halo Glow Powder Filter Pressed Powder. I purchased Fair Neutral Cool. This is either the lightest shade or the second lightest shade. And the reason I went with this tone was because I didn't know how much pigment this was going to have, and also coverage. I feel like sometimes when I go with my actual tone for foundation and whatnot, it does alter the base that I end up using. So that's why I chose this shade. It actually does have both pigment and some coverage. So I think I went with the right choice, but I use this very lightly, and I do mean very lightly. This is the TF1 from Sonia G. Tap the excess off, and this powder, wow, it is so good. If you are oily, you see how patchy that looks? If you are oily, I don't know if this powder is gonna work for you, but if you are normal or dry, I think you're really going to love this. I forget when it was launched, but it performed beautiful all day. My base looked amazing all day, like 9+ hours. So I'm hoping it does the same with this new Halo Skin Tint, because then I just found like the perfect duo from E.L.F. And I do tread pretty softly. That's why I'm using such a fluffy brush, because it can lighten up my skin, at least the product I'm using underneath. And in this case, it's a little bit lighter for my skin tone right now. I think if I went 1 or 2 more shades up, it would be perfect, but I can still use this, so it's fine. Okay, I tried my best to cover up the patchiness of this tint on my cheek. I went into the Unearthly Incandescent Glowing Blush in Blaze, and the Hourglass blush that I put in the customized Quad Cheek Face Palette. At Last, I think, is the name of the blush, which is like a reddish kind of tone. And so yeah. Okay, here are the swatches. They have dried down. Okay. I do have the Friday's lip balm still on my lips. I actually meant to apply. This is Christian Audet Smooches. It's a collab they did with Mel Thompson. I wonder. So I'm gonna do one, and hopefully I can get the stain off to show you the true color of. My favorite one so far is the Huda. This is pretty much done. I need to really buy another one, like replace it. So it starts off as like a gel-like consistency. It's not watery like the E.L.F. And then the longer it sits, the stain just kind of develops. All right, so I think I'll do the red first, because the plum I think is going to be much more pronounced. And make sure that your lips are hydrated before you go in with a tint, because see that? It will stick to your dry areas. And I probably tap, because with stains, I feel like the more time passes, the more the tint develops a tiny bit. But this, oh, I love this. This is the red one. So pretty. Oh my goodness. This one is definitely coming off a tiny bit as I'm rubbing. I will pull out the Ulta Beauty one because I feel that one was also a really good one, just like no one talked about them. Okay, so I did spray a tiny bit of the Sephora brush cleaner onto my little towel and just kind of swiped, and I think I did okay. That's just the foundation brush I used. All right, use the same lip liner. I don't have a powder blush or a powder bronzer from E.L.F. I think they only have one powder bronzer, right? They need to work on that. Maybe give us a glowy one since that seems to be the trend right now. And for powder blushes, I don't think they have too many choices for powder blushes, right? Am I imagining? I don't know. Anyways, okay, now we're gonna jump into the plum. This one seems a little more intense. So I'm gonna tread softly. See how little I'm adding? Now your finger is gonna get stained, and you can definitely put gloss on top of this, but I'm gonna leave it like that because this is how I enjoy wearing my tints. Oh, that's pretty too. A little bit darker, but still beautiful. All right, I did pull out this Refi tinted lip gloss in Guava. It's like pinkish, reddish, just to put a tiny bit. My lips are a tiny bit dry from using that as a force spray. Pretty much on them. Yeah, but I think this one goes perfect with the tone that I have. Okay, so here is the Ulta one. So comparison for the Ulta with the E.L.F. E.L.F. $5 each, Ulta $11 each. 5 different shades for the E.L.F. and there's 6 different shades for the Ulta. Nope, doesn't smell bad. There's the doe foot. And okay, so I feel like the Ulta is a tiny bit, like there's less pigment in the actual, well, it could just be the shade that I have, which is Mango something. Mango Dreams. I don't know if it's just because of the tone that I have, the orange, but I do feel like the water formula has less pigment to it than these two. And I feel like even the stain is not as prominent as these two. And it costs more money for the Ulta one. I think E.L.F. gets the point for this, for this lip tint. Okay, what do I think about these new launches from E.L.F. and E.L.F. in general? Because I honestly feel like they've been really killing it. And I do mean killing it. I do have the Halo liquid. I just can't find it. I have tried the eyebrow pencils, both the one that's like, what, $2 and the one that costs just a tiny bit more, and I did enjoy them. Have I tried brow gel? I don't think I've tried brow gel. I did try the E.L.F. mascara that was kind of a dupe to the Roller Lash from Benefit, and it was really, really nice. I just feel like E.L.F. has been killing it. I mean, they just acquired Rose Skin from Hailey Bieber, and I know it's kind of been a topic of discussion because prices were announced that they were going to be up by $1 or $2 starting either July or August, and they just bought Rose Skin. So I know that's been kind of a conversation that has been brought up, like how can you buy Rhode for $1 billion, which for all we know that number isn't even correct, and raise your prices up. So yeah, I guess it just depends on how you feel about it. But I still think that E.L.F. is definitely one of the more affordable brands at the drugstore. CoverGirl just came out with a skin tint, which I'm so tempted to purchase so that I can compare it to this. And I believe theirs cost $10.99. So closer to this price range. I feel like CoverGirl is kind of up there on prices, right? All right, you all let me know how you feel, but I still And I feel like the products speak for themselves. E.L.F is still a top dog and they've really been killing it. Enjoying these tints quite a bit. I will probably be using them a lot. I mean, hello. Mostly for my lips. For the cheeks, that didn't go so well. I might try again with a different base underneath, but it might be just a tint for the lips. And this E.L.F Halo Glow Skin Tint, it's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. We'll see how it performs throughout the day, and I'll leave a note. But I did use that E.L.F Halo Glow pressed powder, and I feel that definitely performed beautiful with all the other skin tints that I did use. I loved pairing it with this NYX Buttermelt Glaze, so I have a feeling it's going to perform just great. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know if these new launches were on your radar or if you decided to skip. Okay? All right, my loves, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea, all the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly does mean the world to me. You all just being here, it just thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, with that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up. And also don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you all on my next video. Bye.